Good morning, Cambridge Intermediate School students. Mr. Peterson here, and I do have a special guest that you will hear probably throughout the video, and maybe at the very end you will be able to see. We'll see how it all goes here, but again, we have a special guest down the road. If you would please stand and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Well, today is Monday, January 4th. It's 2021. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, you had a wonderful time. I hope you had a wonderful time with family and friends. And most importantly, I hope everybody was either getting healthy or stayed healthy. So those would be my wishes for you. So today, like I said, is January 4th. We're starting a new calendar year, 2021, and a couple things that happened on this date. In 1896, which is a long time ago, Utah, the state of Utah, became our 45th state. For those of you who are hockey fans, you might recognize this person's name, Wayne Gretzky. He played most of his career with the Edmonton Oilers, and he was known as the Great One, probably the best hockey player. At least when I was a kid, best hockey player all around. There's some good ones that have come up since then. But and if you know anything about hockey, scoring 8 points in one game is a pretty big feat. And he scored four goals and 4 assists in a game in 1984 on January 4th. And you want to get up on the chair? All right, get up here. Yep. So you're going to get to see Tilly earlier than normal. So you can get her good side. There's Tilly. You got to look at the camera though, Tilly. All right, so Tilly got to go to school with me today, so pretty exciting day, but she gets a little nervous, so she likes to kind of whine, and maybe I'll tip it down a little bit so you can see Tilly a little bit better. But let's get back to our day in history. So, and that game in 1984 came against the Minnesota North Stars, and we might know the Minnesota Wild, but before the Wild were here, the Minnesota North Stars were a big part of our sports culture, and then they moved to Dallas, and so the Dallas Stars were the Minnesota North Stars back in the day. And then some famous birthdays. And so you might recognize some of these names, at least the last name on the second one. But Sir Isaac Newton, a physicist and a mathematician, and I wrote down some notes too, but laws of gravity and motion. I know some of our fifth grade in our science classes are talking about motion. And then also invented, I guess I didn't know this part, but he invented calculus too. So, and he's just made us think a whole different way about our world. And so Sir Isaac Newton was born on this date in 1643. And then Braille, the last name Braille, you might be familiar with. And so Louis Braille invented the reading system for the blind. And so you might think of the three-dimensional raised bumps that might be on a piece of paper or a flat surface. And that's how blind people read. And so those two people, Sir Isaac Newton and Louis Braille. All right, and there she is again. Jokes of the day. So what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Is that your answer? Is that your final answer? What do you get? I got some treats here for Tilly, so she likes food. You get frostbite. You get a frostbite. What, or why, I should say, did the kid cross the playground? Why did the kid cross the playground? Tilly, you got an answer? No, just more food. To get to the other slide. You might know the combination about get to the other side, but the kid crossed the playground to get to the other slide. All right, bringing back in honor of Sir Isaac Newton, we're bringing back a little mental math. So I'm going to flip to my paper here. I got a couple of let's do 2 of them. We're going to start with the number of weeks in a year. So number of weeks in a year, there's kind of a number associated with that. I know it's a hard one. Not everybody might not know that one, but we're going to hang in there. I'm going to give it to you. It's 52. So you're going to start with 52. That's typically the number of weeks in a calendar year. Then we're going to minus 11. Then we're going to add 14. And then we're going to add a bigger number, but it's a friendly number, I think. We're going to add 50. So you started with 52. You minus 11. You added 14. And then you added 50. And if I did it right, I got 105. And Tilly's bored. I probably didn't see her yawn, but 105. And then next one, we're going to start days in a week. So how many total days are there in a week? That's the number we're going to start with. We're going to multiply 6. Hopefully you're working on your multiplication facts if you didn't know them before. You're going to divide that number by 2 or cut it in half, basically. So you have a number. Now you're going to break it into 2 parts. And then you're going to add the number that is associated with a baker's dozen. What number? I'll give it to you, 13. So like a dozen is 12. Baker's dozen, they want to give you an extra whatever you're buying, donut or whatever. And so that's actually 13. So you started with 7, multiplied 6, divided that or cut it in half. And you added 13, and the number I have is 34. So did you guys get 34? Tilly, did you get 34? Tilly's ready to go back home. All right. And then our trivia question. So we have about solid 20, 25 kids that have been answering my questions. I would like to get that number a little higher. So our trivia question kind of tied in with our Utah, this date in history Utah question. But what date did Minnesota become a state? What date and year? So, and then for bonus, what number were we? What number were we? So Utah was the 45th state. What number was Minnesota? And then can you think of 3 nicknames that Minnesota's way more than 3, but can you think of 3 nicknames that are associated with Minnesota? And I have the wrong date on there. I did not change that date. But if you can get that to me by not December 22nd, because that date has come and gone, but if you can get that to me by January 5th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, at the end of the day, you will get your blue tickets for showing great responsibility. And with that, I would like to wish everybody a great day and go Big Blue. And let's always do our very best. Right, Till? We're going to do our very best, work hard, and do our best. Have a great day.